I think one of the best moments of our marriage was seeing him walking through the airport doors with our 2 little boys, and knowing that, he would often say, like, as he waited for the 2 doors of the chapel to open for our wedding, like waiting for those international custom doors to open, it was like, walking to a whole new life. And so seeing those doors open and him walking through with our boys in a whole new chapter of our life will always be a high.
What made y'all choose Africa to adopt your boys from?
I think early on, kind of in college, Lisa had an opportunity to go on her first kind of international mission trip to Ghana, West Africa, and just fell in love with the culture and the people. And she would, after that first one, I think she went on 2 more really quick mission trips, and she was like, Reid, you've got to come with me sometime. And so we had the opportunity to go on a mission trip to Ghana together. And just kind of the same experiences. I realized just very quickly how faith really brings people together of all cultures and nations. And we just saw the need. I think, like Lisa had mentioned, in our plan it was to have biological kids and then also adopt from Africa. And so just knowing the need of the orphans there, and just we just kind of had a desire to show the world a different view of family, and just spark conversations. And what better to do that than to look different than all of your family members. And so
we often say that our family leads to questions, and those questions ultimately lead to Jesus and us getting to share our story and what God has done.
Reid, during our previous conversations, you mentioned the importance of building a supportive community for your children as they navigate their identity as Black boys. Can you share with us if your children have had the opportunity to lean on that community yet?
I don't think they truly have that forethought yet to think that, okay, mom and dad can't answer our questions yet. Just because most of the questions they've had, like, we have been able to. But especially, like, one of my really good friends, Malcolm, is just somebody that I always try to, like, point them to, of like, hey, or, just things like, oh, look, like Uncle Malcolm's hair looks like y'all's right now, or just pointing them to, like, strong Black men or women even that they can connect with. And so I don't think we've really had to, like, I don't think they've really connected, like, oh, I need to ask them this. But even in conversations with some other friends, and someone that they knew had been called the N-word, and so it was them reaching out to us just saying, like, hey, like, someday that's likely going to happen for your boys, and y'all call us when it does. And so again, just having those people around you that reach out and that love you well enough to say, hey, we're here for you when y'all need us. And yeah, just kind of trying to steward those relationships well and
build them now, so when those harder conversations do come, they feel comfortable with the people that are surrounding them.
Yeah, and they know that they can ask. And that we won't try and answer in a way that we're not equipped to, but we'll say, look, like, let's get in the car and let's go. And so.
And have y'all had to reach out to get understanding from that same community?
Yeah, I think both in the adoption community and just life in general. I think reaching out, like, for me especially, was like, their hair care, like, wanting the best products, not wanting to just get online and guesswork, but just say, hey, like, I know everybody's hair is different, I know everybody's skin's different, but what has worked for you? Like, can you buy some stuff for me and I'm going to give it a shot? And so
Malcolm made us, like, this huge basket of everything to try.
And just talking to Trey at the barbershop and asking him questions of, like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with when after they swim, like, how do I get this back to the way it was? And so
I think for now it's been, like, more appearance and stuff, but I think, as we get into middle school, it'll be obviously more in-depth conversations. But I think we also, as white parents, feel that, like, they went to get they were going to the barber shop and they had just finished soccer, so they took their shin guards off and they're around the door and we're like, lotion, like, we cannot let you in public looking
But they were,
ashy.
they're sitting in the barber shop with just, like, these huge white patches. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So I think it's just constantly that pressure of, like, we can't run out the door with our kids looking you know, like they just woke up from like just feeling that pressure of like their hair needs to be done, their skin needs to be done, you know.
But do you think you still would have those same feelings if it was your biological kids? Like, just like a white kid versus you not wanting to be the white parent to two nappy headed.
Kid,
Right.
yeah. No, I think for me, hey,
I
let's go to, I wouldn't let them
We wouldn't let our
look.
bio kids look like nappy headed and
But
stuff.
would we go to the grocery store without their hair brushed or, yeah.
But I think,
Yeah.
we want them, to be proud as well. But then we've also had honest conversations with them of like, look, like these are people's perceptions are going to be, are we capable or are we doing a good job taking care of you? And you may feel like we are, but if you walk out of here and we ask you to lotion and you don't, or I didn't do your hair and I asked you to and you don't, then it is a reflection on us as parents regardless. And so people are going to look, we're going to draw attention to ourselves more than another family that looks like each other. And so, to answer your question, no, I don't think by any means we would be as concerned with it, but we want to do our part in taking care of them and making them look good and look like we've made an effort to, like, hey, we realize that your hair is different than ours and we've tried our best to educate ourselves. We try our best to buy the right products and take care of you and make you the most presentable as possible. It's just so funny though, because like, I was all excited, like, oh, the boys are gonna love going to the barber shop, but they're just such kids. Like, they go there like, this is taking forever and all this stuff. And I'm just like,
The end of the day,
I
they're
know,
kids.
like they're gonna remember, and hopefully appreciate, like, oh, Dad taking us there, even listening to us complain. But yeah, they would walk out of here having not showered, lotion, done their hair for a month, and so part of it's just parenting in general, but we do have those open and honest conversations of like, look, like you have to hydrate your skin differently, and it's our job to make sure that you're doing that or we're doing that, and it's just a non-negotiable. Like, you're not walking out of here being a bad reflection of how we care for you. Like, it's just not going to happen.
How was the adoption process with them not being able to speak English?
It was like charades.
I would go back. I would go back today though, just to those moments.
Yeah,
because
now it was the funnest, most amazing time ever. But we don't have biological kiddos, so for me, I think it would be like having a 1.5, 2-year-old where you're trying to figure out what they're saying, and it's charades and.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so for a while I would like pick out their clothes and I'd be like, you want to wear this or this? And Frank, after a while, he started saying, Mama say this. Like they would start like mimicking like what we would always do.
Yeah, they make fun of us. And
yeah, it was the sweetest time.
that was cool.
Yeah.
It was also heartbreaking, seeing them lose their native language, just because Burundi is one that is like not in Google Translate. It's not one of those like Swahili where it's spoken in multiple places, and so it was just literally there was zero way for them to hold on to it, and so and they learned so quickly. But yeah, that was kind of hard, just watching them and like realizing like, oh man, like now they don't remember any of it, and so just trying to just think of other ways to like keep cultural things, through music, even if they don't understand the words, like you can look up Burundi music on YouTube or different things, and we have the Burundi flag in the room and pictures of Burundi, and so just trying to, keep that at the forefront of their mind, because we never want them to feel like we're pushing their past or their culture or their history into the background. We want them to be proud Burundian Americans, and always remember where they came from.
Lisa, how do you plan to support your children when they want to visit their birthplace? And how do you feel about not being able to go with them on those trips?
Yeah, I think it'll be hard. I know it's coming. I felt like when Reid first went to go get the boys from Burundi, that was heartbreaking because it was like, you're having this child and you're not in the delivery, like you're not there, I already don't get to have, that intimate moment with him, and then I don't get to be there. But I think especially our oldest, Frank, I think probably by the time he's 12, 13, so really 4 years, I think that he's going to want to go back. I think he's going to be our one that really needs to go and see where he's from and all of that. And so I'm already kind of preparing myself. Like it's heartbreaking and shattering that I'll never get to experience that with them. Yeah, it's hard, but I'm so thankful that at least, Reid can be there and to experience those moments. But it's really heartbreaking because, I've been to Africa 5 times, but never been to Burundi, never been to their country. And so, yeah, even for me to feel like I'm missing that is pretty heart shattering.
As parents, what wisdom or life lessons do you hope to impart to your children as they grow up and maybe they watch this video?
I would say just wisdom for our boys in seeing this is, I didn't grow up with my parents being married or seeing an example of what a godly husband looks like because my parents were divorced. And so seeing him in the way that he treats me, I just always pray that our boys are watching, that they are seeing when daddy walks through the door, it's, going to see mom and giving her a kiss first, and the way he just serves me endlessly as a godly husband. And so I just pray that through the years, just those small things that they're tucking away to see what a godly husband looks like. And I hope too that they see in me, like a way that a godly wife, serves and is an equal to her husband.
I agree with that. I just pray that Blaze and Frank just feel valued and cared for, that they see the love that their mama has for them and that I have for them, and that, hopefully they learn that, we were intentional in putting our family time, as top of our list, but also the amount of time and effort that we put into to our marriage. And I know it's something that they'll appreciate later on when we're like, hey, we're having date night, y'all are going here, and they're like, oh no, they don't have the the forethought to appreciate it now, but I know someday they'll look back and they'll go, okay, like those were the ways that they were being intentional in their relationship. And so yeah, it's exciting to think about what our family may grow to, and Lord willing, the boys get married someday and may have kids. And so to see the ripple effect of organ donation and the legacy that Courtney allowed us to have, and adopting 2 Burundi boys and just bringing that culture into our family, and just to see that family is so much more than skin color, so much more than genetics and DNA, and it's just about loving the people that you accept and call family. And I'm excited to see our family grow.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it with your friends, family, and on your social media. Let's spread the love and keep the conversation going. Join us on this journey of love and marriageology.